Hi, everybody. This is Paul Gerard. I'm a student loan consultant working with the American Dental Education Association, ADEA. We'd like to welcome you to dental school and provide you with some important information about financing your dental education. In this module, we'll take a look at the cost of attendance and some considerations about budgeting and how that can lead to responsible borrowing and also set you up for responsible repayment after you graduate. We'll take a look at the average dental school debt and your student loan portfolio, what kind of student loans you're going to be borrowing while you are in dental school. We'll give you a quick preview of some of the repayment strategies your colleagues from dental school who've already graduated are using to repay their student loans, and we'll wrap this up with some action items and some resources to help you as you go through dental school. Now, every year your financial aid office will provide you with an estimated cost of attendance, also known as the financial aid budget. And in that budget, you will see some items that you have no control over, for example, tuition and fees. But you'll also see some items such as room and board, transportation, and personal expenses that you do have some control over. So we would encourage you to always find out what the monthly living allowance is every year in your cost of attendance or financial aid budget, and stay at that number or under each month as you go through dental school. In other words, control what you have some control over and try to stay on a realistic budget. Just because you can borrow the full cost of attendance every year with a combination of direct unsubsidized and direct plus, that doesn't mean you have to. So never borrow more than you need. And finally, if you're considering a private loan for dental school, please talk to your financial aid officer first. Private loans tend to be more expensive, especially when it comes to repayment, because they do not have the repayment provisions that are available on federal loans. So if you're considering a private loan for dental school, please talk to your financial aid officer first. Now, folks, the better you understand your monthly living allowance and your cost of attendance each year, the easier it will be to budget and to borrow more responsibly. If you make really poor budgeting decisions while you're in dental school, perhaps using credit cards to live beyond your means and outside your financial aid budget, when you get out of dental school, you may be forced into a repayment plan you really don't want to make up for the poor decisions you made in dental school. If you start out by borrowing under your cost of attendance number, in other words, not borrowing the full cost of attendance, remember that you can always borrow more later during school. And what you're also doing is you're delaying the start of interest accruing on that amount that you delayed borrowing. So this could save you in repayment. Also, if you don't track your loans each year, you're going to have sticker shock at your senior loan exit interview, and there's no way you should get to your last year of dental school and not have a very good idea about how much you have borrowed. So smart budgeting now leads to responsible borrowing, and that leads to responsible repayment. This is a look at the dental school debt numbers nationally. These are from the class of 2017, a survey of dental school seniors in that class, and this is for indebted students only. You'll note that the median for all schools is $280,000, and you see the average for all schools, public schools, and private schools. The good news is that just under 24% of graduates had no debt or debt under $100,000, but the bad news is that almost 40% ended up with more than $300,000 in total student loan debt. So this will give you an idea about what the national numbers are for dental school graduates, at least for the class of 2017. Your student loan portfolio as a dental school student and certainly as a graduate is likely to consist of one or more of the following loans. We've highlighted the first two in red because these are federal and they tend to make up the bulk of, if not all of, the student loan portfolio for many dental school graduates. Direct unsubsidized, also often referred to as Stafford, and Direct Plus, also referred to as Grad Plus. Check with your financial aid office. You may have available to you what are called campus-based loans. These are loans that are originated and made by the school, and they include health profession student loans, HPSL, and also loans for disadvantaged students, also called LDS loans. Your school may also have what are called institutional loans. These are funds that come directly from the school. So check again with your financial aid office to see if they have any campus-based loans. Campus-based loans tend to have relatively low interest rates. And once again, some of you may have private loans in your student loan portfolio, perhaps from undergraduate or a post-bac program. We would once again encourage you to talk with your financial aid office before taking out a private loan for dental school. Once again, most of you will end up coming out of dental school with direct unsubsidized and direct plus loans. Let's take a look in detail at the direct unsubsidized and direct plus loans. The direct unsubsidized loan, the annual limit is $40,500 per year. Some schools will prorate that amount up based on the length of time in your financial aid budget. So don't be surprised if you actually qualify for more than $40,500 a year. Direct unsubsidized loans have fixed interest rates. The current rate is 6.59%. Remember that interest rates change on new loans every July 1, and then they are fixed for the life of the loan. We're recording this in July of 2018, and the interest rate for new direct unsubsidized loans dispersed on or after July 1 of 2018 is 6.59% fixed. Direct unsubsidized loans have a 6-month grace period. This simply means that after you graduate or drop below half-time status, the 6-month grace period will automatically start. For borrowers in the class of 2022, this would mean that your loans would be coming due around November or December of 2022. These are federal loans, so they have multiple repayment provisions. They're eligible for forgiveness provisions and also for the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, assuming the eligibility criteria for PSLF are met. Now, if you need additional financial aid beyond any scholarships or grants or campus-based money you may receive from your school, and in addition to the direct unsubsidized loan, that's when you can consider the Direct Plus loan, also called Grad Plus. There's no annual limit. You can borrow up to the full cost of attendance minus other aid, including direct unsubsidized. Just like direct unsubsidized, the interest rate on Direct Plus is a fixed rate. The current rate is 7.59%. Notice again that is 1 full point higher than the interest rate on direct unsubsidized loans. That is a fixed rate. Once again, we're recording this in July. That's the rate for Direct Plus loans dispersed on or after July 1 of 2018. Direct Plus loans don't have grace periods, but they have something that works in a very similar way. It's called a 6-month post-enrollment deferment, which simply means after you graduate, you'll have a 6-month window period before these loans come due. They should be coming due at the same time your direct unsubsidized loans come due. These are federal loans, so once again, there are multiple repayment provisions attached to Grad Plus loans, and these are also eligible for forgiveness provisions and the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, assuming eligibility criteria are met for that program. Now, we promised in an earlier slide that we'd take a quick look at some of the repayment strategies for your colleagues who've already graduated from dental school, whether they're in a residency program or perhaps already in practice. One approach, a popular one, is to simply find a repayment plan where the required minimum payment is manageable and comfortably within your budget. Then you can take one of two approaches. Either aggressively pay over and above the minimum required payment amount, always targeting the additional payment on the most expensive loan, or simply make the minimum payment because of cash flow concerns, perhaps other financial obligations, or perhaps to maximize forgiveness with the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. And this gives us a chance to remind you that there are a number of repayment modules on the ADIA site, including one specifically on the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. Another approach is to seek loan repayment help that is tied to a service commitment, perhaps with a program like the National Health Service Corps, NIH, the armed forces, and sometimes with state programs if they are available. So different approaches to repayment strategies for your dental school colleagues. We close this module with two very important slides, one on action items for you and one on resources that should help you as you go through dental school. In terms of action items, always stay in touch with your financial aid office. They can help ensure that you don't miss any important deadlines for financial aid and also keep you up to date on any changes that may impact your borrowing and repayment. Develop a realistic living budget from your cost of attendance allowance every single year and be sure you stick to it. Work with your financial aid office if you're not sure what your budget should be. Be sure you set up an online account with your loan servicer so that you can manage and stay on top of your loans all the way through dental school. This will help set you up for repayment when you graduate. And start thinking about your repayment strategy now. If you know any dental school graduates, talk with them about how they are handling their student loan repayment obligations. We'd encourage you to use the AAMC ADIA Dental Loan Organizer and Calculator, known as the AAMC ADIA DLOC. This will help you track your loans and future payments. So some very important action items for you as you go through dental school. With regard to resources, the National Student Loan Data System, nslds.ed.gov, this is a federal database that holds all the federal loans you've ever taken out, regardless of when you took them out, college, post-bac program, dental school, and regardless of what their status is. We just mentioned the AAMC ADIA Dental Loan Organizer and Calculator. This is free to you for 7 years. It's available at adia.org/DLOC. Once again, be sure you set up an online account with your loan servicer. You should always know who your loan servicer is. You can set up an account with them and manage your loans on their website. You may also find some important information in the U.S. Department of Education's Federal Student Aid website, studentloans.gov. So some very important resources to help you as you go through dental school. On behalf of the American Dental Education Association, ADIA, congratulations on getting into dental school, and we wish you nothing but the best for every success in your dental school careers.